This is 247, right? 247. Okay. Subscribe, guys. Just checking with that, guys. So I'm here with two people today. Here with Christine, one of my besties. Hey, Christine.
What's up, Brian?
Hi.
Good to be here again.
And I'm here with Minnie Mouse. I'm going to say it, Minnie Mouse. Kathy Baez. That's what I'm here with.
Hey, Brian.
Hey. So tell me about where you were born a little bit.
Where I was born? I
Yeah.
was born here in Lynn, not here.
Here.
But I grew up here in Chelsea.
Chelsea. Well, you have a bit of a Hispanic accent. It was funny because you have like a bit of a Hispanic accent when you talk, though.
Because I've been married longer than you've been alive. That's what it is.
So, what? What?
She's been married to a Spanish guy longer than you've been alive.
Oh, really?
That's how she learned
the way
yeah.
to
to
speak
talk.
Spanish, and
Mhm.
she's fluent in it.
Now, when you speak Spanish, do you speak it very loudly or quickly when you speak Spanish? Do you do it like very
Maybe a little of both.
bit of both? Depends on your mood.
Yeah, and depends on what we're talking about and who I'm talking to.
Talking to. So tell me, how did you get involved here?
Well, I have two siblings that are mentally disabled, so this has always kind of been my thing.
Okay.
Help take care of my siblings, and this was just the right road to take.
How many kids do you have?
Me?
Yes.
3.
3. Yeah. What are your kids' names?
Natisha,
Tisha.
Manning,
Right.
and Michael.
Oh, wow. Tisha, Mandy, Michael. Okay. How old are they?
31. Oh, he just turned 32.
Okay.
35 and 8.
Oh, 8.
Almost 8. He'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
8 in a couple weeks.
Simple weeks. Yeah. What kind of music are you into these days, would you say?
I'm old. I listen to soft rock,
That's not
70s,
old.
80s.
That's not old.
It's the good stuff.
Right. It's the good stuff.
Funny question. I'll throw a curveball at you. Who's your dream crush?
My dream crush.
'Cause I know-
Denzel Washington.
Yeah? Why Denzel? Very interesting. I'm very interested to know.
I don't
How
know.
come
I've always
Denzel?
had a crush on him since I was younger than you. Since I was little.
Yeah.
You can tell out today. Wow. All right. And I'll tell you who my crush is. You know who my big crush is these days? I'll tell you.
Who is it these days?
I don't think you might have heard of her. Amanda Siegfried.
Amanda Siegfried.
You must know who she is.
From Mamma Mia.
And Mean Girls, too.
Oh.
She's the main girl in Mamma Mia.
Okay.
She's young. I know she's married, but I don't care. I know she's married, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have any crush on her. I was so charmed. I don't care. I don't care
Hey.
how long she's been married.
You know what?
So, do you ever sing at all, Kathy?
No, I'm not very good at it.
You're very good at
She's
it.
lying.
No, I'm not.
She
lying.
sings in the workshop.
Nuh-uh, she does?
Yeah.
With my friends, our friends, of course, but I'm not good at it. They sing much better than I do.
They do. Who sings the most in your workshop then?
Tough call. We got a few singers in there.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's narrow it down to more. Who's the most unbashful type that would do it?
Out of staff or
Let's go with clients first and staff. Go with clients first.
Clients
First.
first, I'd have to say my little friend Christian.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about staff wise?
Well, since Christine threw me out there, I guess it's going to have to be me.
No, but for real though. No, not just because Christian threw you out there. Who for
No,
real?
it would probably be me.
It was. It was.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You ever do karaoke, Kathy?
No,
You don't.
no. I told you I'm old. I don't go out very often at night to do karaoke.
Why?
Pretty
Once-
boring.
Brian,
What?
once us old people get home from work, we don't go back out.
You don't go.
No.
No.
That's gonna happen to me at some point when I get to that age, or not? That'll happen to me.
I don't
or not
know.
at
You're
that
a
age.
bundle of energy, so maybe not.
It might.
It
You know
might.
what I mean? I was like you at one point. I wouldn't even go home from work. I'd go straight out
Yeah.
right after work, get home at like midnight and do it all again. But
Wow.
you lose it once you get older.
Mm.
You know, it's nice to be home in your own space and no one bothering you. And,
Bothering you.
you know,
Let me ask you this. So how did you first meet Kathy? First thing.
I hired her.
Oh, you hired her?
I interviewed her for a position I was hiring for, and she answered all the questions right, and she had a great background, good work ethic.
Yeah.
And now she is my assistant. She's actually been promoted to a 2, and she's my right-hand woman. She helps me out in every aspect of the job. She's got my back. I
So
get hers.
was there ever a time when you ever out? So you ever out one day and she could? Who would take over if you were ever out like one day? Like was there ever a time that ever happened where you ever?
Well, there are 2 other program managers and a program coordinator in the program, but Kathy knows exactly what my job is. She could do my job. So she takes care of everything. If there's a staff shortage or clients on in, she runs the show when I'm not here. She takes
does.
care of our guys. I have two C2s that work underneath me. I have Andrew and Kathy. Andrew's been here for quite a while. Kathy has been here, quite a while, long enough too. Like, Kathy was a solid employee through the whole pandemic. Every single day, she would be on remote from beginning to end. She was taking notes and doing data, and she's a very vital person and helps me with my role as the manager. She is bilingual, and being in Chelsea, we have a lot of Hispanic clients that come to us. So Kathy is like a lifeline for some of those people connecting to their families and stuff like that. She is definitely a huge asset to Shore and to me.
And when you need Kathy, when you ever need her on the case, does she get on the case pretty quick? When you ever need her on the case?
Oh, yes, she does.
Yes,
Sometimes she gets on my case too.
So I'm gonna ask Kathy a question. So out of all the characters from Disney, how come you chose Minnie Mouse as your favorite? What was it about Minnie Mouse?
I don't know. I've always liked Mickey and Minnie for a long time. I can't even remember when I started liking them.
Really?
A long time.
Would there ever be a time when it's funny? If it was a Mickey, funny question. Weird question, audience guys. How come Mickey and Minnie have never fought? You never seen Mickey and Minnie ever argue with each other? Does that ever happen before in an episode?
Well, they don't show that on Disney.
You never know.
Happens behind closed doors. We don't know.
Why you never know what, Christine?
You never know, once they, are done walking around the park doing their thing, once they get in the back room, who knows? They might slug it out.
But they wouldn't show that to the Disney kids.
No.
Come on, can you imagine being a little kid walking around Disney and there's Mickey and Minnie,
Hitting each other.
throwing punches
Fist
at
knives.
each other?
Would you
Screaming
laugh
at
if you
each
saw it
other.
though? No, would
Minnie,
you
you bitch!
No, but would
You know?
Would you laugh though if you saw it though? Would you laugh if you saw that though?
Oh.
God.
I
As an
laugh.
adult, maybe.
Yeah,
but-
I laugh at everything. I can't help it.
That's
I see, a lot of people look at the world and try and see the beauty and everything. Yes, I see the beauty and everything, but my favorite thing to do is find humor in anything I possibly can, and I laugh.
whether it's negative or positive.
Yeah, I can spin it into a funny.
Yeah.
That she can.
It's funny whenever I read on Facebook when I get messages from you or Kathy or Christine, it'll come up and say, Catherine Baez, hey Brian, how are you? Looking forward to seeing you today. Like it'll read it out in the Google voice.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how I know it's you. Like
Yeah.
that's how I know. And with Christine, it would be I'm ready! Exclamation! Exclamation!
Yep.
Is
That's
that-
my signature. I'm like, exclamation.
So do you do that just see how? Do you do that just to see if you can fool me, or do you do is that just how you write?
That's just how I write. I do it. That's just me.
So
Like you will, like, are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. The exclamation point kind of emphasizes.
well, people have to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Whenever we have to change our passwords for our programs here, she just adds an extra.
Nuh-uh. Is that true?
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
Nuh-uh.
Sometimes I lose count. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exclamation points this month.
Now, was there ever a time, Kathy, we come into work, and was there ever a time you came to work, and Kat and Christine, they were like, "Hey, Kathy, want to have a couple?" Like, did you ever say, "Hey, Kathy, you having a tough day?" Like, was there ever a time when that was happened before?
I've had a lot of tough days around here. Recently, some more than others, but we all have bad days. We all have good days too.
But we
I'm rare.
we try and support the person that has the
Absolutely.
bad day. That's why we work as a really good team. I have some excellent staff working for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you guys ever had any guys make announcements on the loudspeaker here? Because I do that at Uber. Have you guys ever had any guys make announcements on the loudspeaker?
Our guys, some of
Yeah.
them do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's great when we hear them
Yeah, I do them at Uber all the time on Fridays.
on Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do like daily announcements around here.
Yeah.
Each program does things a little bit different, and
What do you
we
mean
don't-
by that? What do you mean?
we don't do like morning announcements and
Ah.
that kind of thing.
Right.
It's like every man for himself.
Man, what do you mean? They can rely on what they need.
We know what we need. We know what it's almost like the movie Groundhog Day. You're
never watched
going
it.
through the motions of the same thing every day, but no 2 days are alike, if that makes any sense. Because you never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So,
This is 2:47 right now. We're gonna be 300 podcasts by March. I'm letting you know that for right now.
yeah.
It'll be in March, 300th podcast, and I want you and Kathy, if not both of you, if not, definitely you, Christine, to come for 300th podcast.
Well, you know what? You give us the date.
We will plan it out so it'll happen.
We'll
We'll be there.
we'll both put in for PTO time and take the day off and spend the day with
Both
you.
will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, the way we do it, it'll be organized and we'll follow through and we'll have lunch for you.
Oh, but wait, what is it? Grilled cheese?
It's gonna
Yes.
be the grilled cheese, but you know
I'll
what?
have to have
What?
some
There's
salad. Is that
something
We
that's-
okay?
can show up early and
Yeah.
we can throw some pizza in the oven. We can stop at
Fingers.
Fuddruckers on the
Chicken
way and get some
fingers.
fingers.
Yeah.
Cosmic brownies the size of your head, a vat of chocolate milk. We do it right.
There you go.
All
That's how we're
right.
supposed to do it.
Yeah, that's what today is supposed to be, but
Things happen.
yeah.
They
See,
do.
you know,
Communication is the key to the nation, people.
key to the nation. Oh, before I close, I just want to do really one quick thing real quick before I close. I want to do a little speech real quick. This is what Trump said recently, and I want to just reiterate this, okay, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
We are a nation in this line. We are a failing nation. We're a nation that our stores no longer stocked. We're no longer respected as a nation. But here's the good news, ready? But soon we will have greatness again. People must know this. We will be great again. And that greatness will begin on November the 8th, 2022, an election that we have to win. And frankly, we will win. This is who we are as a nation. People need to understand that we're not going to take this anymore. Enough is enough. Am I right on that one?
Absolutely.
Am I
You
right?
are.
Am I right?
You sure are.
You
Now, can I
are.
ask you a quick question real quick? I want to ask you a question. What do you think when Joey, I'm going to call him Joey because I can, Joey, right? 'Cause, that's who he
Yep.
is. Joey. What do you think Putin thinks when Joey calls him names and says he's a war criminal? What do you think, if you're Putin, what are you thinking in your mind when you hear Joey saying, Putin's a criminal and a crook? Like, what do you, if you were Putin, if you were in his
If I
shoes?
were Putin, I'd be shaking my head saying, poor Joe. Joe doesn't have a clue.
Does that have a clue?
Joe doesn't have a clue to what's going on in this world, and he doesn't understand the repercussions
That's
of
gonna-
the stupidity
of what
that
he's gonna
he
do.
has brought to this country.
This country.
He's weakened us.
He's weakened us. Yes.
And like you said,
Like I said.
don't worry. Trump's coming back, and we're going to get back to where we used to be, even stronger, because now we got to recoup from
Yes, what happened?
Joey.
Joey. Now, if you're Trump, okay, and I'm going to ask Kathy this question first, Kathy first on Christine. What are you thinking as terms of the vice presidential pick? I mean, Christine said this last time, but I want to see what you think. Who would you want to see run for vice president with Donald?
If you had it your way, it would be one of us. So I like your train of thinking.
You do?
But I think you'd be a great spokesman,
Spokesman?
great vice president.
You think so, Christine? You said that
Absolutely.
before.
I've
You got
said
a
it
great
for
head on your
years.
You
shoulders.
said it for years.
If you and Trump,
Yes.
woo, look out, world.
Now, here's a question I have about that, though. Never happened, though. What do you think the media would call me? Obviously, they don't know me like that, but what do you think the media would call me for funny names? Like, if they saw him and me together with my presidential ticket pick, what do you think they would call me for media names? Like they would try to use slander? They would slander me probably, but I don't care, though. I would
slander, as in like going
Like
after your
smears.
disabilities?
No.
Because
no,
I'd kill
no,
them
like
if
smearing.
they ever did that.
No,
That's,
no,
you
no,
know,
not like that.
That,
No,
I don't buy.
No.
That I don't buy.
No. I'm
Um,
saying about like no. Remember how they always use like don't vote for like they always don't vote against don't vote against this person like Brian McCullough's out for the people. I guess I'm for the people. Like if they use an ad against me, like
Right.
Right.
Um,
what would they use? What would they try to? Because I know how they work now, right? Did we figure out how they work?
Right.
I figured it out.
they
They would throw something out there.
Yeah, because
they
the
would
Dems play dirty.
play dirty.
They do.
Now,
The Dems be riding dirty.
here's a question I have: Who would be in my cabinet for jobs? What would you want to do, Christine, as a cabinet member?
What would I want to do?
Yeah. If I was president.
Whatever you want me to do, I would, I don't know. Do you want me out there being your
Media?
press secretary?
I was going to say
Woo,
that.
look out, world.
What?
I don't know.
What would happen if you became president?
I think my first press conference would be
Really? Why do you say that? Why do you say beep? Why do you say beep?
Because Brian, you know me when we're not on a podcast
Yeah.
and the relationship we have that
it's that close.
it's colorful language that I
language.
kind of.
That's why I like that though.
But you know what? They say once you hit a certain age that there's this little filter between your mind
In your mouth?
and your mouth, and it usually filters out the stuff you're not supposed to say.
Really?
I wasn't born with one of those.
Boom.
Or it's been broken since I was born. It just, a kid
It's
being
out
a
of
kid out
order.
with my mother, and
It's out of order.
I'd say something and she'd be like, "What are you doing? Don't say that."
She would
And I'm
tell you
like,
that, huh?
I've been like this since I was little. I just call it like it is.
Mhm. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that Kathy, if I was president, I would have Kathy be my DOJ.
Ooh. There you
Now here's a
go.
question. Here's a question I have for Kathy. Okay, grabbing the experience. Okay, would Kathy have houses raided like every day or not? Like, if Kathy was in charge of FBI, would she have people houses raided or not? Kathy, would you do that, Kathy, or no?
It depends on the topic at hand and what we're looking for. Sometimes you need to do all this stuff.
You do.
Sometimes, but
No, but I'm saying about what they did, like they did at Trump's
Yeah,
house.
not,
No.
No.
you're not going to go
not for
through.
ridiculousness.
They
Yeah.
close documents for somebody's house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what they're doing now is what
What
are
are they
they
doing
saying?
now?
Some of that stuff
Oh, the
is classified.
Oh, the special
Uh,
Well, he has a special master at his house now that they hired to oversee the documents.
Right. And now they're coming up, they're questioning some of these documents too. It's like, I don't
They're
know.
just documents. They're just papers.
I know. And,
Papers.
and if they read correctly and I think outgoing president is allowed to have a
documents
certain
like that.
amount and certain documents that are still classified
Mhm.
in their possession
Yes,
because it was during their presidency.
it was.
You know what I mean? But, it seems like they're going through these boxes and a lot of things they have found are like newspaper clippings and golf
Stories?
balls and, like, oh my God, not the golf balls. He took them.
You took
golf balls.
golf clubs.
Yeah, oh no.
Oh, could you my question for Kathy is this: is your husband a big sports fan at all, or is he?
No, my husband doesn't watch sports.
He doesn't.
No.
What is he into these days?
He watches lots of YouTube videos and
He does.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Oh.
not so much sports.
He's
that's-
into old shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of old shows, you know what I try to watch all the time now, believe it or not, is All in the Family.
Oh, I haven't seen that in ages.
Remember that show,
Archie
Christine?
Bunker,
You like
nothing
Archie?
like him.
Now, I have a question about that. What would happen if Archie was real again, if Archie became president, if he was a real person? How would you feel about the idea if Archie was a real guy?
I think that would be incredible.
Hilarious, or would it be funny?
Yeah, I mean, picture it. Picture it.
yeah.
Archie Bunker president, Trump vice president.
How would that be
Oh,
for a ticket?
that would be a ticket and a half right there. Woo!
Yeah, but now do you think that ticket that they would win that ticket pretty easily, Archie and Trump together? How would that be for a ticket? Would they win? You think pretty easily? Trump and Archie Bunker?
I don't know,
No,
but you got to think. Archie Bunker was
back in the day.
back in the day, definitely, and
Yeah,
some of the things he said
wouldn't.
wouldn't float right now. Wouldn't
wouldn't,
jive.
no.
I mean, but there's always a way to reword things and still get your point across. You know what I mean? And I
If-
think we should start saying like Archie Bunkerisms. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I like
it's a
that idea.
bunkerism.
Yeah. Now, if we were doing All in the Family sketch, if I did a family sketch, who would be Edith? Because I'd probably be Archie. So who would be a good Edith?
Oh boy, who's the biggest dingbat you know? That's what you know.
have to
He
look
always
at
called her Ding
He
Dong.
always does.
You know, and it's
Did
like,
that offend her though, or no?
no. She
No.
played that part incredibly, but Maureen Stapleton was a very accomplished actress.
No,
and she
Jean, not Maureen.
well, she has a sister Maureen.
She does?
Yep, that's also an actress.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So excuse me on the name, but yeah, Jean Stapleton. She's
Quite a.
yeah.
Now, but all I'm saying, but who do you think would be a good Edith impersonator that would be able to do it? Like if it was like between you and Kathy.
Let me see. All right, and someone who's gonna be able to, so she was always running along in little dresses, going Archie.
Oh, but-
I don't know, Archie, Gloria,
I think you just secured the job.
how'd I do?
You did pretty
Was
good.
that my
You did pretty good.
was that my tryout here? Well, I grew up watching the Bunkers,
Now who do you think would be a good Gloria then?
Oh,
We got you as Edith. Who would be a good, so, who would be a good Gloria?
let's skip Gloria and go to Meathead.
Ted? Why?
Meathead, Michael Stivic.
Michael Stivic. Jeez.
I'd say Joe Biden.
Which one? Wait, he's
Would be
Meathead?
Meathead.
Can I call him that from now on? Can I call him Meathead from now on? Meathead from now on?
Biden?
yeah.
Sure.
President Meathead.
President
And there was
Meathead.
Meathead. Now, what do you got?
And then we could call his wife Gloria.
Gloria. That's a great idea. Now, here's a question. What if I was at a press conference today? I said, hey, President Meathead. What if I told him that? You think, how do you think the media would say that if I called the President Meathead to his face? Hey, President Meathead. How do you think they would take that? Do you think they would laugh or
I don't know.
Takes
You
some
probably
time to
have,
process it.
to process it?
yeah, and you might have to,
Remind them?
you might have to say who you're.
Referencing?
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I think he would know once. Well, I mean, I don't know how much he really knows, but do you think
He doesn't know much.
No,
That's pretty
But
apparent.
do you think once I told him, hey, do you remember the show on the fan from back in the day?
Yeah.
I think he would have enough brains to remember that show.
Hopefully,
Well,
if
from the
maybe his
70s.
wife would,
His
but
wife
isn't she a
would.
doctor?
According to this media, she's a doctor. But
A doctor of what?
Of what? I'd like to know. Do you know what medicines are giving Joey? You think to make him seem somewhat,
With it,
Yeah, because
whatever they're giving him, they're not giving him enough.
because Mom said, because Mom says he has certain days where he's
Lucid.
okay.
Yeah.
But then I give him enough dosage of it.
Yeah,
You know?
they definitely. He needs to go for a med review, but
Six dosage med review. Jeez.
I don't know. There's. I don't think. I mean, obviously, his brain is deteriorating
Hmm.
as he ages, and I
Do you
think.
think she knows that though? His wife? Do you think his wife knows that though?
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure she can
she's
see it.
gotta. She's
has
gotta.
to.
I mean,
Yeah.
the whole world sees it, and you're with him more than we are,
We
and
are.
see him more than we do. So, if she's not picking up on it, then someone better check her meds too.
And say what? And say, honey,
Say-
what are you doing?
What is wrong with you?
What's
You
wrong
know,
with
What that's about.
yeah.
Now,
You need to start taking Joe's meds because something's wrong with you.
now here's the question: What would happen if Trump ever forgot things like that? Like that happened to Trump, and it was the other way around. What would happen if Trump ever forgot things like that? Would the media treat differently? Would the media all of that if he ever forgot things?
Yeah, they'd probably be all over him because, let's face it, the media can't stand him because they just don't like to be
Manipulating,
proven like
wrong.
exactly. Like you're siding with Joe Biden,
Joey.
who doesn't even know his name, and sometimes they have to remind him that he's president.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I want to know is this: why do you think the Democrats picked him as a candidate? I don't understand that question.
I think because he
They had
was
no other choice.
already starting to lose his mind,
Yeah.
and Pelosi
Isn't
had a
that
puppet.
A puppet. I got
She's
it.
really running the show,
The show.
and that's why we're in the position that we're in. And she's doing everything that Pelosi tells them to do.
Wants to do.
Pelosi has a lot of people in her
She
pocket,
does.
and she controls them. I don't know what she's got on them, but
Now, I asked a question before to Kathy, and y'all ask it again. A lot of people say that Trump has changed a little bit. He's changed a little bit. How do they think he'll be next debate, Kathy? You go first. How do they he'll be in debate next go around?
I think he's going to be more on top of his game than he ever was.
Ever was. What do you think? Go
I
ahead.
think he's definitely going to be on top of his game, and he needs to
Relax? No, not relax.
not relax,
No.
but
Just-
some of the things, the way he says things,
Says things.
delivery is a little off, and some
It is.
people get offended by that.
By
But
that.
the point he's trying to make is a valid point,
Yeah.
but you can't offend people by making that point. So he needs to
Adjust his wording, maybe.
work on his delivery on how he says
He
things.
says things.
Yeah, and I think,
Do you think he's changed? Somebody said he's actually changed. Dick Morris said he's changed a little bit. He's changed. He's
well,
thinking
we
more.
really don't know that because he's not present. Like when
Right.
he was president, we saw
Yeah.
him all the time,
All the time. Yeah.
And now it's just all this Mar-a-Lago stuff
Stuff.
right now.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but
But do you think? But I think a lot of people say that he's thinking more about what he says now a little more. He's thinking a little
that's
more.
good because I think he realizes that was what money killed
Killed him in the
in the
Second.
last election. That's why he lost because
he was
he was not, I don't want to say too in your face, but
Yeah.
kind of too in your face. He needs to draw it back a little bit and
back.
and make it, he needs to be more inviting to a lot more people to understand his policies and the way he present things,
Presents things.
because people were offended by some of
Some
his
of the
comments.
Now, do you think he hears that? Do you think his advisors tell him that? Do you think his advisors tell him that kind of in his head? His advisors give him little words like, "Hey."
If he had good advisors that were really on his side and wanted to see him succeed and get
Yeah.
this next election, then,
And yeah,
he's got to be not coached, but you've got to, someone's got to tell him,
What, you
you
want
know,
to win this?
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta cut it back a little bit and present yourself a little different.
Right. But here's my other point, though. What if, like, let's say debates? I don't know, Hillary again, probably not, but just
That would be great, but
that'd
yeah,
be great.
we can dream.
We could dream, yes. How do you, if she's rude to him, if she goes like boom, 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 guns blazing at him, like not literally guns, but in her mouth, like blazing at him, like
Right,
that,
right.
how should he behave to her if she goes for immediately for the kill in the first minutes? If she goes for the kill at him, in that case, you're
Well, he's got to understand
Yeah.
that for her to come out of the gate like that,
Yeah.
she's baiting him. She's trying to get him to snap.
just snap.
And he's gotta say, I'm not gonna let her get the best of me.
Yeah.
We all know how crooked Hillary is.
Hillary.
It's gotta be a lot of like talking to yourself, like talk yourself down, like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm
No.
not gonna let her get the best of me.
I'm not
And
gonna-
I guess like when you're in a situation like that, sometimes to just yup a person
what do you mean?
takes them off to no end.
What do you mean when you say yeah?
Yeah, it'd be like, yes, Hillary. Okay, yep,
Okay,
Hillary.
yeah,
mhm."
okay.
Like pacifier, and then
Yes.
what you're really saying is, you know what I mean? Screw you.
So now, what happens though? Okay, what if he debates Kamala? I don't know if Kamala will run, but what if he debates Kamala and he loses it, or I don't think he will do that. But I mean, would that be bad if he just like goes like this, like
Right off on her, right
off
out
on-
of the
yeah,
gate.
Yeah,
She deserves it.
he deserves it. He deserves it.
But again,
He has to.
it's all eyes are on him, and a lot of people are going to say he hasn't changed. If he, and it's going to be, look at the way he's talking to a woman and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But
She's a black woman.
yeah,
Yeah.
that card's always going to be thrown
is.
in there too.
You're in that too.
Absolutely, it is, and I don't know.
You know what I wanna
I think
do?
I should stop myself
Yeah,
before I get too.
You know, I think would be fun. I want to do something. I think it'd be really fun. I'm actually having a debate in November with a friend of mine. November 1st to the 2nd to Wednesday with one of my friends, Vinny, who I debated before a while back. Now, if I do a debate on stage like that, how should I act in the next debate? If I do a debate on stage sometime in front of an audience, how do you think I should act during a debate on stage?
What do you you don't want to come across as a complete total bleep, you know what I mean? So, but but you got to get your point across. Can I ask what's
Yeah.
the subject you're
Yeah.
going to debate?
Yeah.
What's it going to be?
If I was ever president, what I would do, if I was ever president, what I would do.
Ah,
against somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's-
think you can
I could do it.
definitely hold your own, Brian.
I could do
You're
it.
super intelligent,
I
and
could
I'm
do
sure
that.
you'd be able to,
Do it.
take someone in a debate.
Now, this is the audience though, because I want an audience. I would have wanted an audience there to in the audience. Would you and Kathy want front row for that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might want backstage.
for that one, for that
We
debate.
want VIP too.
Yeah.
Now, what if I use this line as a debate blind line? What if I say as a blind guy I can see how terrible you look today? Well, like, what if I use that?
As a
Um,
blind guy, I can see
how
how
terrible you
terrible you look today.
Yeah. What if I use that line in the debate thing on the stage? How did the crowd react to that?
Like,
What'd you
where?
say?
Do I have something on my face?
No,
That would be,
that-
that's like,
That's-
that's where our relationship comes into play.
what do you think?
I think that I can say stuff like that to you, and you know where
Where it's
a
coming from.
joke. We're
It's a joke.
laughing because
Yeah.
it's not meant to be
Degrading.
exactly.
No.
Never. I mean, you
No.
like what's our plan for the Make America See Again?
Movement.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
Massa.
Yeah, yeah. And you see more as a blind man
Yeah.
than most people.
that
do-
that can see.
Exactly. And it's
I don't
just
understand that
like,
though. Why is that though? How come I can see more than most sighted people can?
because a lot of people are naive and like in this little
They got
space that
blinders
they're,
on, yeah.
they
Blinders
go
on.
through life like this is the way it's supposed to be. And we were taught this and we were told this, and little do they know there's a whole big world out there, and
Yes.
you see it and you
know
just
what's going
call
on.
it to their attention and,
Mm.
you know,
know-
make America see
You know,
again.
also if they try if they try to say I can see better than you can, my response would be no, you can't. Excuse me. No, you can't. No, you can't. You cannot see more than I can.
No.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, I agree. I
would
definitely
say that.
agree.
And then and if they didn't hear me, I would say if they couldn't hear what I was saying, I would say I don't think you heard me. Did you? You're having a tough day tonight, aren't you? You couldn't hear me tonight, did you? You couldn't hear me at all. I would use that line as well. So
Yeah.
what I see, it's funny when I go back and watch Trump debates. I usually look at them for references. I go back to look at them
Yeah.
to kind of like study, yeah, but it gives me a formula what to use.
Right.
Do you like that formula? See, I kind of look back at it as a reference point. I think.
Mhm.
That's really good. Like
It's good.
most people
Absolutely.
wouldn't do that. That's
do that.
where
That's where what
you see more
You see more?
into things. You know what I mean? You
I hear things more.
yeah, and you
You're doing
heighten
your
yourself.
research. Mhm.
You know what I mean? Your senses are heightened because of your blindness, and
Yeah.
it just I don't know. It makes sense to me that you see more. If that is just, it's crazy.
How do you
It's like
think
an oxymoron.
How do you feel? I told him I listened to his debate style, and I use his debate. How did he feel? I told him I use his debating style as a reference point a lot. I go back and look at his debate style to debate. Did he keep you happy to know that?
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you know,
Something that
that would be flattering.
it
Then,
would.
Mhm.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that you
Look at
know
him.
study him enough. I mean, come
Enough.
on, you got the impressions down. You got
Some of the some of the lines, right?
Yeah.
Some of the.
I mean,
some of the
for you to memorize a lot of his speeches, my God, that's amazing,
yeah.
amazing.
Well, anyway, guys, podcast 247 in the books today. 240 tomorrow will be a kind of reaction to today's podcast. I'm going to react to it tomorrow. And you guys are great. And don't forget, we're going to have 300 podcast in March. It'll probably be at our site in March, podcast 300 in March. And I'm going to have Kathy and Christine, and we're going to have our roasted chicken fingers, chocolate milk, and brownies on one on
Wow.
that day. We're going to have that. Again, podcast 300 in March. We're going to have Kathy and Christine. Don't forget that, guys. Again, I'm going to say it one more time, people who didn't listen
Yeah.
closely enough, because some people are like that. I have to say that because it's honesty. Again,
Absolutely.
Don't forget, podcast 300 will be in March. In March with Kathy and Christine. We're going to have grilled cheese, chicken fingers, brownies, and fries. Okay? Have a-
Pizza, chocolate milk.
Pizza, yes, all that stuff. We're have a great day. So again, thank you guys again. See you guys tomorrow. Podcast 248. Thank you so much, guys.
There we